the empire that trusted no heart. The Zorathian Empire ruled over 7 star systems, not because they were the strongest, but because they were the most controlled. Every Zorathian was trained from birth to suppress emotion. Fear was removed through neural discipline. Anger was filtered through implants. Even joy was considered a risk factor. To them, emotion was not strength. It was failure. So when they studied humanity briefly, cautiously, they reached a unanimous conclusion. Humans are too emotional to be trusted in war. That single sentence became doctrine. Humans were excluded from command roles, battlefield operations, and medical leadership across the empire. They were allowed only one role, support labor, and even that was monitored. Among them was a human named Dr. Elias Mercer, combat medic, former battlefield surgeon, one of Earth's best before integration into the empire. He never argued. He never tried to prove anything. He just worked, quietly, efficiently, invisible. 2. The Royal Summit. The capital world of Zorath Prime glittered like frozen lightning. Floating spires, orbital rings, gravity-locked palaces. Inside the Royal Zenith Palace, leaders from 3 dominant systems gathered for a historic summit. Peace was fragile, but necessary. At the center of it all stood Crown Prince Kale Virex, heir to the Zorathian throne. Young, brilliant, politically essential, and heavily guarded. No one noticed when the prince collapsed. At first it looked like fatigue. Then his body seized. His neural signature flickered violently on monitoring systems. Toxin detected. The palace AI announced. Panic did not spread. Zorathians did not panic. They calculated. Elite medroids were deployed instantly. Nanite infusion units activated. Antitoxin protocols engaged. Nothing worked. The poison was unknown, evolved, adaptive. The prince's organs began shutting down in real time. And for the first time in decades, the palace became silent. 3. The failure of perfection. The empire's most advanced medical system gathered in the chamber. Machines surrounded Kale's body like a shrine of glowing failure. The AI analyzed millions of chemical combinations per second. Nothing matched. A senior Zorathian physician spoke flatly. Probability of survival, 3.7% and decreasing. Another responded. Increase nanite aggression. Already maxed. Then reroute neural stabilization. Rejected. Brain will overheat. Cold logic. No emotion. No hesitation. But also no solution. Outside the chamber, tension spread through the summit. If the prince died, political collapse would follow. War would return. And yet no one knew what to do. Except one person. A human. Standing near the back of the hall. Watching silently, Dr. Elias Mercer stepped forward. 4. The human stepped forward. Security drones immediately locked onto him. A Zorathian officer raised a hand. Human access is restricted. Elias didn't raise his voice. Didn't show urgency. Just said calmly, "You're going to lose him in under 9 minutes. Silence. Then a cold reply. "Your assessment is irrelevant." Elias looked at the prince. Not the machines. Not the data streams. The patient. His voice stayed steady. "Your systems are treating a reactive toxin like a static one. It's mutating inside him every 42 seconds. Your algorithms are chasing a moving target." The medical AI responded instantly. "No known compound exhibits such behavior." Elias nodded slightly. "That's because it wasn't designed to be known. This bioadaptive synthetic venom. I've seen something similar on Earth." Pause. That word Earth carried no weight here, but his confidence did. Still, the council refused. Human intervention denied. Elias exhaled slowly, then said something no Zorathian expected. "Then watch him die logically." He turned to leave, and that's when the prince's vitals dropped again. Sharp. Final warning. The system recalculated. Survival probability, 1.2%. A senior council member stopped him. "Human, you claim experience." Elias turned back. "I claim time." Another drop, 0.9%. The council hesitated. For the first time, logic and desperation collided. Finally, "You have authorization. Temporary." 5. The impossible surgery. The chamber transformed instantly. Machines reconfigured for human control protocols. But Elias didn't rely on them. He worked differently, calmer, slower. Not because he lacked urgency, but because panic kills precision. He placed his hands over Kale's chest, then spoke quietly. "Lower neural output feeds. I need his system partially conscious." The AI hesitated. "That increases pain response risk." "He's already dying," Elias replied. "Pain won't change that." Silence. Then compliance. Kale's body trembled as partial awareness returned. His eyes flickered open. He saw Elias, not a Zorathian, a human. And for a moment, confusion replaced fear. Elias began the procedure. No advanced nanite orchestration. No quantum surgical beams. Just precision. Hands. Tools. Experience. He identified the toxin pathway manually. Mapped it in real time. The poison wasn't just attacking organs. It was rewriting cellular memory. Learning faster than the machines could respond. Elias realized something critical. It's not killing him. It's evolving inside him. He adjusted instantly. Instead of fighting it directly, he isolated it, contained it, starved it of reaction pathways. The chamber AI attempted to intervene. Unorthodox method detected. "Shut up," Elias said calmly. For a moment, even the machines paused, because no one had ever spoken to them like that. Kale's vitals fluctuated violently, then stabilized slightly, then dropped again. Elias didn't stop. He adapted, continuously, quietly, like war itself had trained him for this exact moment. 6. The calm inside chaos. Minutes passed, each one heavier than the last. Sweat formed on Elias' brow, but his hands never shook. Around him, Zorathian doctors watched in disbelief. No emotional spikes, no dramatic commands, just steady correction after correction. One of them finally whispered, "He is not reacting like a human under pressure." Another replied, "Humans are emotional. Then why is he not?" Inside Kale's fading consciousness, something shifted. He wasn't just seeing pain anymore. He was seeing control, stillness, a mind refusing to break. For the first time, the prince felt something unfamiliar. Trust. 7. The breakthrough. Elias identified the final anchor point of the toxin, a neural binding node in the brainstem. One wrong move would kill the prince instantly. He paused, not from fear, from calculation, then spoke. "I need full system silence for 3 seconds." "Impossible," the AI responded. "Then he dies anyway," Elias said. Silence followed, then approval. Everything shut down except life support. 3 seconds. That was all. Elias acted. One precise intervention. A reversal injection directly into the binding node. The toxin reacted instantly, violent, aggressive, then collapsed, like a collapsing star burning itself out. Systems rebooted. Vitals stabilized, then rose. Kale Virex inhaled sharply. Alive. 8. Aftermath of the impossible. The chamber did not celebrate. Zorathians did not celebrate survival. They analyzed it. The AI confirmed. Complete toxin neutralization achieved. Methodology. Undocumented. A senior council member looked at Elias. For a long moment no one spoke. Then finally, "Explain your emotional control." Elias looked at the prince, still recovering, then back at them. "It's not control," he said. "It's training. Humans don't survive war by removing emotion. We survive by acting through it." Pause. Then he added, "Your systems remove emotion. That makes you predictable. We don't remove it. We just don't let it drive." The chamber was silent, because nothing in their logic accounted for that distinction. 9. The prince awakens. Kale Virex opened his eyes fully, weak, but alive. He looked at Elias, and said the first words he remembered. "You did not hesitate." Elias nodded slightly. "Hesitation is for safe environments." Kale processed that slowly, then asked, "Why did you save me?" Elias paused, not because he didn't know, but because the answer wasn't technical. Finally, "Because you were my patient." A simple sentence, but in the Zorathian Empire, carried something revolutionary. 10. The doctrine breaks. Within hours, the summit changed. Reports spread across systems. Human medic saves crown prince when empire fails. Zorathian doctrine began to fracture. Not loudly, quietly, the most dangerous kind of change. And in the center of it all, the human stood still, unchanged, unshaken, because he had never needed their approval, only their silence. Final line. And for the first time in Zorathian history, they realized something terrifying. The species they called too emotional was the only one calm enough to survive when everything else failed.